Shalom, call halal Yahweh Shem Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors into the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, and to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago. And I'm going to open with this scripture. This is the book of Habakkuk 2 and verse 16. And it reads, "Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory." So the history and the true history of America and how it was gotten with ill-gotten ills, with ill-gotten deals. As a matter of fact, let's grab another quick scripture. This is America in a nutshell, which is Sirach 10 and 8. And it reads, "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another." And so what's going on in the earth now is that the kingdom is being translated back to its rightful owners, which are the Israelites. This is our heritage. The heritage of the Israelites is to own the planet Earth and the heavens and all the stars and the other planets that are like this one, which is why these eagles sought to take our place. So things happen in the spirit, man. And I got a brother put this on my channel. Let me see if I can go back and find this brother's name. And then the funny thing is that then all of a sudden I went on Elder Tazadakba's page, and the first video I popped on was on the same subject matter. So but let's see if I can go back and find this brother's name. Salakia. That wasn't part of the plan. I just wanted to acknowledge that, brother. No, it wasn't this one. It wasn't that one at all. Yep, I think it might be that one. Then it may be known who my chosen are. Is it that one? Well, you know what? Let me just go to Salakia. Well, you know what? Never mind. If the spirit permits, the brother would know who he is. And Shalom, brother. Yahweh Shem Shai Brakatah. But he put on my page, he left a comment. I asked him to post the information, and he posted this article that I'm about to read. Okay? And it's from the dailymail.com news. And it says, hundreds of San Diego teachers voluntarily attend white privilege training where they are to accept the U.S. is built upon stolen land and asked to commit to becoming anti-racist. So not only is it built upon stolen land, it's also built upon the blacks of the so-called Negro slaves. The stolen land and this Negro slave things goes hand in hand. You can't get around one. It says hundreds of teachers have attended a white privilege training in which they were asked to commit to becoming anti-racist and acknowledge that they meet on stolen land taken from indigenous people, which I am of those people. All right, so let's go back to this because the subjugation and oppression and slavery of both the northern and the southern kingdom, so-called Negroes and the natives of the Americas, happen together, and they both happen to be the Israelites. They make up the northern and southern kingdom of the 12 tribes of Israel. This is Jeremiah. Went too far. I think it's 50 and 33. Yes, and it says, "Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go." And they didn't let us go. What they did was they gave us new names, these proverbs and bywords. We became niggas and spicks, beaners and coons, Negroes and Latinos. We became all these different things except the Israelites. And now there's a problem that we're reclaiming Israelite heritage. All right. There's a big problem with them, because they, Esau, the accuser of our brethren, love to put you in those categories. And they don't want you to come out of the categories that they put you in, because those categories allow them to control the narrative. And when they can no longer control the narrative, well, you see what's happening in the world now. Now they're forcing you to wear a mask, and the Vaseline vaccination will be voluntary in the beginning, but eventually they're going to use they're going to force people to take it. But let's continue in this article. And it reads, initially it was reported that the documents were leaked, but a spokesperson from San Diego Unified School District told DailyMail.com that the book in session is based upon hold on, let me go back up. The article, written by journalist Christopher R. Rufo, claimed that the training is mandatory for all teachers within the San Diego Unified School District. Initially, it was reported that the documents were leaked, but a spokesperson from the San Diego Unified District told DailyMail.com that the book in session is available on Amazon. Following the murder of George Floyd, we provided teachers with voluntary trainings from the Racial Healing Handbook. The contents were no secret, a spokesperson for the district said. According to the district, the training was not mandatory, and hundreds of teachers participated voluntarily. All right, like the scripture says, that they will seek to entreat thee well. See, now all of a sudden they see that their kingdom is coming down, and that they're giving like that wicked woman who got Emmett Till put to death admitted that she lied on him, and then those two men that murdered him were completely exonerated of all crimes. And even though it was known that they did it, and they bragged about it. All right. And then she admitted that he never did anything to her. And so basically they murdered him for nothing, and they got away with it. So they believe. All right. Because I'm pretty sure those guys are back here, or about to be back here. Because that's been about a good 4 generations. So they're either little children, or they're just going to be born into the kingdom straight into slavery. That's what's going to happen. No one escapes the justice of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And I'm just going to jump down to the end. It's a pretty long article, but I just want to jump down to the end of it. It says, "We acknowledge that we meet on stolen land taken from indigenous peoples. I am speaking to you from Kumye land. We must acknowledge the hidden history of violence against the indigenous people in the effort to move towards justice." One slide reads, "The acknowledgement was referred to the Kumye tribe of indigenous people who were forced off their ancestral lands and lived in the northern border of Baja California in Mexico and southern border of California in the U.S. So, and then what do? They're acknowledging this, but they're not. The only way to actually to make restitution is to give back sevenfold. That means all your cars, your bank account, your land, anything that you have on this stolen land, you have to return. Saying you're sorry isn't fixing anything. There's still a institutionalized racism set up in the banking system, in the educational system, in the workforce, in the labor force. All right? Saying you're sorry is not going to do anything whatsoever. All right? You will pay for the things that you have done to the tribes of Israel, to the people of the Lord, man. We are indeed the Lord's chosen, and you're angry about it. But you know what? That's your problem. This is Jeremiah 16 and verse 19. And it reads, O Yahweh, my strength, my fortress, and my refuge, in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. All right? Why? Saying that you're the chosen. Saying that you're the Israelites, saying you're Jewish. All right? Just watched something on the History Channel, and they were talking about the Israelite stuff in here in America and kept referring to it as Jewish. No. There's no such thing as Jewish. Ish means to be like. Because they did slip up and say Judeans. There were people who referred to themselves as Judean. All right, English translation. All right. There was a tribe of Judah, English translation. But there was never a tribe of Jewish. And there are 12 the Ish are the people who converted, all right, to a religion. They're not the bloodline heritage people. Okay? Point blank, period. This is Joel 2:17. And it reads, let the priests and ministers of Yahweh weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, spare thy people, O Yahweh, and give not thine heritage to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, where is their power? So that now our power is showing itself. All right. You got Air Force and Navy pilots, military pilots encountering chariots all the time. And the news is admitting that those chariots that is our salvation. And there's nothing you can do to stop them or stop our salvation. They that be with us are greater than you. There's nothing you can do about this. Okay? Nothing whatsoever. This is a book of Psalms 94 and verse 5. They break in pieces thy people, O Yahweh. They afflict thine heritage. And we are forever afflicted in this place. There is no way of comfort. No sort of comfort for us here. The only comfort you get is if you sell out. And look where you are now. Even if you sold out, you're on lockdown. Even if you sold out, you're eventually going to have to take this Vaseline vaccination. All right? Which is going to alter your DNA. All right? And the Vaseline vaccination is the precursor to the microchip. All right? So it is a part of the mark of the beast, because it's the setup. The two go hand in hand. They can't just give you the microchip without giving you the Vaseline first. All right? Because that it puts the particles in the metals in your body so that the chip will actually work. So those who take that mark, all right, those who take that Vaseline vaccination, for the Crown Royal 19, are the same people that's going to run and take the mark, because the two go hand in hand. And now we clearly see that the prophecy is revealing itself right before you. Okay, now I want to click on this video that the Elder Tazabakba put up, just the beginning. I haven't even watched the whole video yet. All right, I just watched the first few minutes of it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to use this. But I'm definitely going to watch this video all the way through, and I may just do a response to it. But here we go. A brief history of the term $5 Indian. Okay? That's the name of the video, and it's on Disappoint the Wicked, which is Elder Tazabakba's page, which I highly suggest.
In the late 1800s, there was something called the Dawes Rolls, which was basically a census that made records of people's ethnic backgrounds in order to determine which Native American tribes would get certain land allotments and other benefits. After slavery, many black people were associated with some of these tribes by bloodline, through marriage, through adoption, and even servitude. And because they were associated with these tribes, many black people were entitled to some of these benefits.
There you go. And so that's when the census enumerators began reassigning race. So if you look like you were so-called black, you got labeled as a Negro. Okay? So there's a lot of so-called Negroes running around America that are not Negroes at all. Okay? And if you were, and you're right, so basically you could be a full-blown Gadite or a full-blown Reubenite. But because of blood mixtures, you could have those Negro features. You still got labeled as a Negro to deny you of your heritage.
The government did not want blacks to get these benefits, so they created a separate freedmen's list specifically for black people. They also started to list any full-blooded Native American who had African features as black because they didn't want them getting those benefits either. At the same time, they allowed white citizens to come in and pay money under the table to be listed as part Native American.
1895 and 1896, when a lot of the whites found out the benefits that these blacks are going to be entitled to, a lot of whites went to the Dawes Commission and say, look, why don't you put my name on there? They said, but you're not an Indian. So that's what they said, well, I'll give you $5. So the rule got around, the policy got around that for $5, that a white could put his name on the Dawes rolls and be called himself an Indian and be entitled to all these benefits, and all their children could be entitled to all these benefits forever. And so that became known as what's called a $5 Indian. And so if you go around now and check most of the Indians, the so-called Indians in America, about 90% of them are not even Indians. Those are just whites now who are passing as Indians. But they're getting all the benefits. And they're not paying any taxes, getting free college education. They put up a little reservation on the land that they don't live on. They have another home off and get all kind of benefits.
Then it's showing you Edomites dressed up in full Gadite dress, full Reubenite dress, because these people are imposters. They want to be everyone and everything except the Edomites. All right, but they're going to be forced to wear their heritage. They're going to be forced to claim their heritage. All right, all that ducking and dodging who they are, that's over. Let's go back to the scriptures. Let's go to the book of back to the book of 2nd Ezra. Or the book of This is 2nd Ezra 16, and I'm gonna start at verse Salakia. Didn't mean to do that. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 1. And it says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, and bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. The whole world is about to be destroyed and brought down, because all these nations had a hand in the downfall of our people, or benefited from it in some way. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Remember all these fires in these last recent years, these last 10 years, in these last couple years especially. And most of the lives that were lost to it, and the property was all owned by so-called white people, Edomites. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? So now, in the midst of this pandemic, you got something real going around. And in these different countries, real plagues are hitting, and guess what? They're coming this way. Stuff that they can't control, because it's just almost embarrassing that they use something that has a 99.6 recovery rate to shut down the whole world. All right, when 99.6 of the people that get it recover from it. And all of a sudden, all matters of death, cancer, tuberculosis, other types of flus, lupus, tobacco-related illnesses, heart attacks, tuberculosis, way more dangerous, way more contagious. The whole world wasn't shut down for any of these. But for something that has a 99.6 recovery rate, they shut down the whole world. All right? Why? Because this is a biochemical attack on the people, on the citizens of the world by the powers that be. Point blank, period. All right? All these medical professionals are telling you viruses don't go airborne. Anything goes airborne is biological. Viruses jump from person to person by touch, individual You have to touch something if they touch or touch them. Someone coughs, they have to literally be right in your face when they do it or already contaminated when they touch you, kiss you, or drink from your cup or something of that matter. Just walking by them and then you walk through the same area that they walked through 2 seconds before you, that's not going to get you sick. That's something else. All right? It says, verse 6, may any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may any one quench the fire in the stubble with have begun to burn? Remember the city of paradise. All the people and beasts that died. No one could stop them. And once again, too, I have to bring up, you're having all these crazy animal attacks now. A coyote just killed someone the other day, and you had a mountain lion that was a damn cougar was stalking this Edomite male. He videotaped it for 7 minutes, panicking. All right. So the Lord's a lot of these animals are gonna come out of their natural, they're coming out of their natural habitats and coming into the cities. So it's all hell's getting ready to break loose, man. Verse 7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of an archer. See, you can't shoot an arrow. Once you let it go, it's going to hit its target. Even at the moment you let it go, it was, say you tripped or something bumped you and you released it. All right? It's too late. Even if you want that arrow not to go down range to its target, it's too late. And so the damage has already been done. All right? And so the Lord is lashing out now. This is verse 8. Mighty Yahweh sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? So the plagues are coming, man. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Abashai, Bashim Wakakwadash, Wa Abababal, and Shalom.